Welcome to Deadly Dames, Scream Queen, countdown 5 to 1. So for this one we're actually going to start off with Barbara Crampton. I think we all know how much we love her. She is classic. She stars in Reanimator, probably best known for Reanimator, the From Beyond, sort of Stuart Gordon movies like Castle Freak, etc. But she really stands out in those movies and she isn't afraid to get her boobs out. Totally naked, running about with like heads chasing after her and eyeballs coming out of people's heads for her. And she's easy on the eyes as well. She does pop up in a couple of movies that you don't expect her to be in, things like Chopping Mall, where she has the worst death in it. She gets set on fire in that bad boy. And she also does like a little special appearance in The Puppet Master, which you don't expect either. What I really like about Barbara Crampton is that she's a tough Scream Queen. She's not your stereotypical one where she run about and crying. She does actually try and fight back in some of these movies, which is good. So I think that's what really does make a good Scream Queen, is that she fights back. She's also been reappearing in a lot of sort of modern movies like You're Next. She's also in We Are Still Here, and more recently she's announced that she's going to be in Death House, which is kind of the Expendables of horror, so I'm really looking forward to seeing that. So we're moving on to position 4, which is Daniela Steele. So she's actually a sort of child actress that's grew into a Scream Queen. So she started off her career in Halloween 4 and 5. So they're not the best Halloween movies, but for the fact that she was so young in them, she really did stand out in both those movies. What I really like about Daniela Harris as well is that she actually tries a lot of different sort of like high budget movies, low budget movies, and she started to do her own things as well, producing and directing. I like that she came back for the Rob Zombies Halloween 2 and 3, because it was quite cool to pull over a character that was in the original Halloween series into the new one. And again, she actually gets horrific death in it, but she's probably more well known recently for being in HATCHET 2 and 3. It's a shame she wasn't in 1. It would have been good if she was in that one, but she's fantastic in it and she's kick-ass. I mean, she beats the crap out of Hatchet Face. And she's quite good at starring in sort of indie movies as well, like State Clans, and appearing in things like that. But I really like Daniela Harris. I know I said Daniela Steele, it's going into the next person. But she really does stand out, and she appears in a lot of different types of horror films. She's not afraid, as I said, to try big budget, smaller budget movies, and I really like the directing stuff that she's actually doing as well. And then we're going on to 3, which is Barbara Steele, so hence why I almost got her name wrong in the last one there. Yeah, Barbara Steele's a legend. She's been in Mario Bava movies. She does a lot of first-time director movies, which I really like. So, but she's probably best well known for being in Mario Bava and Roger Corman movies. So she's starred with a lot of great people. She's mixes well with Vincent Price, and she's been in a lot of things like The Pit and the Pendulum. Black Sunday, which is also a Mario Bava movie, is probably the most iconic that you'll see her face, but she's been in everything, Barbara Steele. What I like, as I said, is that she does appear in sort of first-time director movies. So Shivers, for example, she's in David Cronenberg's first official film. She's in Joe Dante's The Piranhas, so she just sort of appears in them, and that's something that she's actually kept going throughout the years. So I think more recently she's been in things like The Butterfly Room, which is a really creepy film with her in it. And then the most recent one which she's been in, it's weird because she doesn't actually talk in it, the most recent one that she's been in, and that was Ryan Gosling's first directorial debut, which is The Lost River. But it's great to still see her acting. It's great to see her still appearing in the first time director movies. I love Barbara Steele and she deserves to be on this list. And then we're moving on to Asia Argento. So she is an Italian goddess. Again, she started off as a child, so Demons 2 and The Church were the 2 films that she was in as a child. She had done a lot of stuff with her dad, Dario Argento, so if you're a horror fan you're going to know who her father is. So the movies that I probably best remember for is Trauma and The Stendhal Syndrome. They're both probably hard movies for a child to do, but she really stood out, and she has branched a little bit into Hollywood, but then she kind of went back to obviously what she likes, and that is doing horror films. And she's directed as well, so if you really like her and any of her father's movies or any of the other films that she's branched into, you should probably check out her own stuff, which is The Scarlet Diva, which is a fantastic movie, but the best one that she's done is definitely The Heart is Deceitful Above All Things. I really should have put the picture of this on here, because although that's a drama, it is horrific what happens in it. It's a brilliant movie, but she's a perfect Scream Queen. She's easy on the eyes, she fights back, She kicks ass, and she's just so good in all these movies. She's memorable for whether she's a child in the film or whether she's an adult. And again, she's another one that gets her boobs out quite a lot in the movies. I think it's like part and parcel when you're a scream queen, you've got to get your boobs out at some stage. But the most recent one, like horror movie wise, she did do Dario Argento's Dracula, but I did not put it on this list because it's so bad. But probably Mother of Tears is the last one for Dad that I would put on this list, because Mother of Tears was okay, Dracula was utter crap. Obviously she did George Romero's Land of the Dead. She's fantastic in it, she's a fighter in it. She definitely doesn't go down without a fight in any of the films that she's in, which is what I really like, and she really does deserve to be on this list as a scream queen. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what else she does. It'd be good if she came back and did a couple of more horror films, maybe not necessarily with her father, branching out and with other people like she did with George Romero would be really good to see. And then we're moving on to the top scream queen, and it's no surprise that it is going to be Jamie Lee Curtis. I think the thing that makes Jamie Lee Curtis sort of top the list of most people's scream queens is that she's not your typical, I mean, she's pretty enough, but she's not your typical blonde bimbo in a movie. She looks normal, and I think that's what I like about Jamie Lee Curtis, is that she looks normal. She could be anybody in any house, and she gets put in these situations. Now obviously she starred in 4 of the Halloween films, so number 1, 2, H2O, and the absolute abysmal that is Resurrection. I really wish they didn't end the original Halloween series on in Resurrection, because it's so bad. But I really love her character in all of them. I thought it was great when she came back in H2O and really fought back against Michael Myers. As I said, I just wish they didn't do Resurrection, but hey ho, they did, so maybe they'll somehow, I don't know, replay her back to life as a clone and let her properly kill Michael Myers the way that he should be killed. But she's also appeared in other films outside the Halloween series, so things like Prom Night, Virus, Terror Train, John Carpenter's The Fog, which obviously she gets to star with her mum, which is great. These are all equally really good movies. I'd probably go as far as, from John Carpenter's an excellent director, and he picks excellent people to star in these movies, and I think for me, my top 3 favourite, well, it's actually hard to say top 3, but because it kind of flips about, but best John Carpenter movies, The Fog is up there, and she's great in it because she does not play Laurie Strode, and that's what's good, is that she's branching out and getting to do other things. Prom Night is a kind of disco sort of themed horror film. It's quite funny because it's a slow burner and it builds up to this really great sort of bloodshed ending, which is good. And again, she actually gets to branch out and play a different character. I really like Terror Train actually, because it's okay, it's a cliche storyline, it's similar to a lot of them, a prank goes wrong, but it's really good. I actually did enjoy Virus, even though it didn't do particularly well. And what I love now is that she's been crowned the ultimate Scream Queens by starring in Scream Queens, but she is definitely the number 1 Scream Queen for all time.